They say you can't fix a broken giant overnight. For 13 years, Manchester United tried everything. The special one, the old DNA, the Ten Hag process, and the Amorim experiment. Every single one was swallowed by the pressure. Old Trafford became a place where tactics went to die.
The problem is not the coaches. It's like, I'm always give this example, I will try right now to see if it's going well. It's like the Aquarius. If you have the fishing inside and he's sick and you take him out and you fix the problem, and if you put it again in Aquarius, they will be sick again. And this is the problem of Manchester United, is the same.
While the world is dissecting the satisfying downfall of Tottenham, something clinical is happening in Manchester. On January 13th, Ineos made the most sensible appointment in the club's history: Michael Carrick. No ego, no 200-page manifesto, just a man who spent a decade knitting this club together from the midfield. If you've been watching Michael Carrick's United closely over the last 3 weeks, you know this isn't a managerial bounce. It is a surgical reboot of the most successful club in England. In just 23 days, Carrick has turned a chaotic squad into a cold, vertical machine. They didn't just win the Manchester derby, they dominated it. They didn't just beat the league leaders at the Emirates, they outthought them. United is currently 4th in the Premier League, the only team in the top flight yet to lose a game in 2026. What we are witnessing isn't just a change in formation, it is the crystallisation of the Ineos regime. A team that has finally stopped chasing ghosts and started embracing the forensic, clinical nature of modern football. The Banter Era is officially closed. Manchester United finally knows exactly what they are doing. To appreciate February 2026, we have to look back at the wreckage of 2025. Ruben Amorim arrived as the system manager, but his 3-4-2-1 was too rigid for the Premier League's intensity. United became a team of accountants, safe, risk-averse, and utterly predictable. Enter Michael Carrick. He didn't come in with a 200-page tactical manifesto. He brought simplification. He moved United back to a fluid 4-2-3-1/4-3-3. Hybrid, but with a modern twist. This isn't nostalgia, it is vertical pragmatism. The movements that looked forced under Amorim, the runs into half spaces, the triggers for the high press, now look like muscle memory. Michael Carrick's first move was an act of tactical mercy. He killed the back three. Ruben Amorim's conservative approach had United resting in possession until they suffocated their own attack. Carrick's fix: simplification. He reverted to a fluid 4-2-3-1, but with a twist we call the double pivot predator. Under Carrick, Mainoo and Casemiro aren't just holding midfielders, they are the regulators. Carrick has taught Mainoo the art of the shadow run, moving into spaces to receive the ball exactly when the opponent's press is most stretched. The result? United's forward passing has surged by 24%. They are no longer passing to survive, they are passing to kill. The backbone of this reboot is the partnership of Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. By moving the defensive line 10 yards higher, Carrick has condensed the pitch. In the 2-0 derby win over City, Erling Haaland didn't just fail to score, he hardly got a look in. United's spine is finally closer to the opposition goal, and the donut of sadness that plagued the club for years has been filled with vertical intent. If you look at the data from the final months of the Amorim era compared to the first 21 days of Carrick, the shift is staggering. Amorim had United resting in possession, a rigid back three that felt like a straitjacket. But Carrick, he has been the dogma. He has replaced the chaos with clarity. United aren't just passing the ball more, they are passing it forward. The hollow midfield gap that plagued them for a decade has been filled by a vertical machine. The headline tactic under Carrick is baiting the press. For years, United panicked under pressure. Now they invite it. It starts with Senna Lamens, the 23-year-old Belgian keeper signed to replace the ageing Onana. Senna Lamens has brought a calm to the defence that Andre Onana never could. Lamens doesn't just pass, he waits for the opponent to commit to the press, drawing them out of position, and then hits the laser-accurate ball into the regulator, Mainoo. In the recent 3-2 win over Fulham, Lamens pulled off 3 world-class saves to keep the momentum. At 23, he is the safe pair of hands the club has craved since Prime De Gea. By proactively claiming crosses and dominating his area, he has removed the set-piece panic that defined United for a decade. His presence allows the centre-backs, Maguire and Martinez, to focus on their line-breaking passes rather than firefighting in their own 6-yard box. With Lamens, the defence plays with a confidence that allows the high line to actually function. In the centre of it all is Mainoo. Carrick, the master of the knitting pass, has essentially cloned himself into Mainoo's body. Mainoo is no longer a deep-lying playmaker. He is the regulator. He controls the tempo not through quantity of passes, but through the timing of them. He is the heartbeat of the reboot. And then there is the Brazilian tank. Everyone thought Casemiro was on his way to the MLS or Saudi Arabia. The club even confirmed he will leave this summer. But instead of fading out, Casemiro is having a colossal last dance. Under Carrick, Casemiro isn't being asked to cover 50 yards of empty grass. He is the fixed pivot. By sitting deeper and allowing Mainoo to be the shadow regulator, Casemiro has found his world-class form again. Look at the Fulham game. A bullet header to open the scoring, and then a sensational no-look pass to set up Matheus-Cunha. He is playing with the wisdom of a 5-time Champions League winner and the hunger of a teenager. He is the shield and the spear simultaneously. If there was any doubt about who owns the keys to this team, Bruno Fernandes just answered it. In the 2025-26 season, Bruno isn't just a captain, he is a statistical anomaly. He currently leads the Premier League with 12 assists. Under Carrick, his role has been refined into the deep-lying quarterback. Instead of roaming into areas that clog the space for Bryan Mbeumo, Bruno is now instructed to stay in the zone 14 pockets. He is creating 3.4 big chances per 90 minutes, the highest in Europe. In the last 3 games alone, he has registered 6 assists. He is the pause button in the chaos and the play button in the attack. He isn't just finding his teammates, he is dictating their destinies. If this era has a face, it is Bryan Mbeumo. His £71 million move from Brentford was questioned by the market experts. Today, he is the trigger for the entire team. Flick had Rafinha, Carrick has Mbeumo. He is the transitional king, the man who turns a defensive interception into a goal in under 5 seconds. At the tip of the spear is the £75 million man, Benjamin Šeško. He is the space creator. At 22, his impact isn't just measured in goals, but in gravity. Because opponents are so terrified of his 6'4" frame and aerial dominance, they consistently double-team him. This is the Carrick calculation. Šeško occupies the centre-backs, allowing the inside forwards to crash the box unmarked. He is the sniper who doesn't even need to shoot to kill you. And then there is the wild card, Matheus-Cunha. When the game gets rigid, Cunha is the ball carrier. He breaks the lines by dribbling through them, forcing defenders to step out of position. He is the entropy in Carrick's ordered system. Recruitment under Ineos is no longer about selling shirts, it's about winning duels. The spear. Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško. Bryan Mbeumo is the fan favourite for a reason. Signed for £71 million, he has become the transitional king. His goal against City was a lesson in composure, and his strike against Arsenal proved he is the league's most clinical inside forward. Pair him with Benjamin Šeško, £75 million, the 6'4" space creator. Šeško might only have 5 goals this season, but his impact is measured in the room he creates for others. He won 9 aerial duels against Arsenal. Every time he occupies 2 centre-backs, Mbeumo or Matheus-Cunha find the ghost zone. Every great tactical shift needs a cheat code, and United found theirs in Patrik Dorgu. The 21-year-old Danish international is the symbol of the new recruitment policy. He isn't just a left-back, he is an asymmetrical threat. Against Arsenal, Carrick pushed Dorgu so high he was essentially a third winger, baiting Bukayo Saka into defending deep. United's 3-2 win at the Emirates was a masterclass in the mid-block trap. Carrick allowed Arsenal to have the ball in their own half, but shut down every passing lane to Ødegaard. When United won the ball, they didn't cycle it. They hit the Dorgu dagger. His goal, a rising rocket off the crossbar, wasn't a fluke. It was the result of a system that creates 1 versus 1 isolations for its most dangerous athletes. Despite a minor hamstring scare on January 26th, Dorgu is already back and being targeted by fantasy managers for a reason. He is the most efficient transitional threat in the league. To truly understand the new Man United, you have to look at the boy who was forced to be a soldier, only to finally be allowed to be an artist. Amad Diallo. For most of 2025, Amad was the ultimate tactical victim. Under Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1, he was the primary victim of the square pegs in round holes philosophy. He was deployed as a right wing-back, a role that demanded he cover the entire length of the pitch. He was hounding fullbacks, winning tackles in his own box, and by the time United won the ball back, he was too physically exhausted to provide the clinical final ball. He was the best player under Amorim, but he was playing with a hand tied behind his back. The AFCON. Everything changed in January 2026. While United were undergoing open-heart surgery back in Manchester, Amad was in Morocco, lighting up the Africa Cup of Nations. He returned as Ivory Coast's #1 man, recording 3 goals and 1 assist in just 4 matches. He wasn't just a prospect anymore, he was a leader. He returned to Old Trafford with the swagger of a man who had conquered a continent. And in Michael Carrick, he found a manager who spoke his language. The tactical unshackling. Carrick's first act was to restore Amad to his natural habitat. Banning the wing-back experiment, Carrick deployed Amad as a traditional right winger in a 4-2-3-1, but with a modern, asymmetrical twist. While Patrick Dorgu on the left acts as the vertical dagger, Amad on the right is the connective tissue. Because Diogo Dalot frequently inverts into the midfield to create a box with Casemiro, Amad is given the license to drift into the half spaces. He isn't just a winger, he is a secondary playmaker. The pause button and the play button. Look at the data from the 3-2 win against Arsenal. Amad ranks 6th in the Premier League for shot-creating actions, second only to Bruno Fernandes in the United squad. But it's his style that reflects the Carrick calm. He has mastered the art of the La Pausa. He receives the ball, stops the game for a split second to draw the defender in, and then, glitch, he's gone. His pass completion rate in the final third has surged to 87%. He isn't just dribbling for the sake of it anymore, he is knitting the attack together. The symbiosis with Bruno. The most terrifying part for opponents is his relationship with Bruno Fernandes. Because Amad is so comfortable drifting centrally, he and Bruno effectively create a creative trap. If the defender follows Amad inside, Bruno has space to hit a diagonal. If they stay with Bruno, Amad is 1 versus 1 against a fullback. It is a mathematical nightmare that led to 3 goals against Fulham and 2 against City. The verdict. In 2024, Amad was a bright talent. In 2025, he was a system worker. But in 2026, under the quiet guidance of Michael Carrick, Amad Diallo has become a difference maker. He is no longer fitting into a system, he is the reason the system works. He is the vertical spark in a giant that has finally stopped sleeping. The most satisfying part of United's rise is that it is boring. There are no leaks, no public spats, no process memes. There is just a professional, data-driven environment led by Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox. The signing of Lamens and Mbumo for market value instead of United Premium is a boardroom win. They are even cleaning up the wage bill. The decision to stand firm on Marcus Rashford, who is currently thriving on loan at Barcelona with 22 goal involvements, shows a new ruthlessness. If you don't fit the Carrick verticality, you don't play. Period. United now has the youngest squad in the top 6, a manager nominated for January Manager of the Month, and a recruitment structure that finally prioritises fit over fame. The new Man United isn't a project anymore, it is a reality. They have moved past the nostalgia and embraced the forensic nature of modern football. Michael Carrick has brought the calm, Ineos has brought the structure, and the players have brought the hunger. Last week's win against Fulham and the demolition of the Big Two weren't flukes, they were statements. The giant hasn't just woken up, it's been upgraded. But the real question isn't for Michael Carrick, it's for you. Is Michael Carrick the long-term architect who finally restores the dynasty? Or is this just a managerial bounce powered by 2 legends on their last dance? Can this 4-2-3-1 vertical machine actually challenge for the title in 2027? Drop your verdict in the comments. We read every single one. Tell us, is this finally the end of the banter era? Or are we just one bad result away from another crisis? If you want the tactical truth, the raw data, and the stories the mainstream media is too afraid to tell, then you belong with us. Guard the legacy, defend the game, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to be left in the dark when the next giant falls. This is 11 Guards. The watch never ends.